This will be a tutorial for walking under and over a bridge, as well as a jumping animation. So, we can walk under it, and we can walk over it. And you can see we can't go outside of it when we're over it. We can't jump down. You can hit the interact button. We can't jump down on this end because there is a bar. But where there is no bar, we press the interact button and we jump down. And we can't go outside of it in any way. So, how to do this? And here are the events. We have 5 here. And this is a bridge. This is a graphic. Event page A and B are the same for the graphic. And the graphic is in your characters folder. And I have something called bridge tiles. And this is where I keep mine. The first event page is above characters. So it is above you and you can walk under it. And action button. So that doesn't matter, but it's action button. And then the second event page is a self switch A. So once the self switch A is active, you are on the top of the bridge. And therefore, it is same as characters, which means you will collide with it and you will not be able to go outside of it. So nothing glitchy happens, and also action button. And that is the same for each of these. And these ones, these 5 here, exactly the same, except a different graphic to align with these walls rather than these walls. But other than the graphic, everything else is the same. And then we have borders here. This is empty, same as characters. Event page 2, self switch A, and this is below characters and action. Same as characters and below characters. And what this does is when you're on the bottom row, this is there to stop you. That's why it says same as characters. Because when it is the same as the character, even if there is not an image there, which there is not, you will collide with it. And therefore, you will not be able to walk down here and go across. It will be like a barricade. So no glitches happen. So I have that for each of these. Same as characters, below characters, self-switch. And this side as well. Same as characters and below characters. Okay, so we have the walls done, and we have the barricades done. Now, the graphics in here. Okay, this is a ground with a fence. Hold on. Also keep in mind that if I move these events, there is ground underneath, so you can walk under it. Let me go into this. So this is this graphic above characters, and then self-switch A on event page 2, and below characters. And then we have the middle 5. This is ground, above characters, self-switch A, same graphic, and below characters. And the same thing for all 5. And then the final row, the third set of 5. So we have above characters, and then we have self-switch A and below characters. I will go back and I will discuss this event in a moment. Above characters, page 2, self switch A, below characters, and the event. So these are all copy pasted. These all act the same way. Okay, now to discuss this code. This is a walking animation. You have, if the player is facing up, you will play this jumping animation. This is where you jump down. So you wait 10 frames, you go one step back, then you wait 10 frames, you go one step forward, you wait 10 more frames, and then you do a jump. And that jump is 2 spots, 2 squares on the Y. So you will jump forward 2. And that shows that, say you're here, you jump 2. 1, 2, and then you land down there. You jump over top of this barricade. Otherwise, you cannot get through. So, now we go to this event. This says script galv puzzle switch. Now I have a plugin, and that plugin allows me to use self switches from other events. So one event can turn on or off any other self switch event on the map. And if you have not access to this plugin, then you will need to use switches, which is okay, but self switches are better because there is an infinite number of them. You will never run out of self switches. You can have as many bridges as you wish. Whereas with a switch, you always have to be careful because there's a 5,000 switch limit. So this is the plugin or script, whichever you wish to say. Plugins and scripts they're the same. They're a different word, but it's the same. But Galv Puzzle Functions MZ. And then with that plugin installed, you can use the script call, which is script. And then you have the script thing here. And with that script, you can then type in this, put brackets, and then put event A for self switch A, whether you are turning the self switch A on or off, and the number. So I'm turning off 2 to 32 here. And that number is this, is the ID of the event number. So you will wish to keep track of the event number. This is 2, and it goes, we scroll all the way to 32. So these will turn on or off, all the bridge tiles. So that is what that plugin will allow you to do. And then when we're jumping up, you're not going to jump up, really. This is only for testing, because I have not another map that will allow me to get up here. In the full game, you will be, when you enter a new map, say you enter here, then you'll do all this stuff. So this is the jump. You see all these switches turn on because you need them to be over the bridge so that you can walk over it. So you take the switches wherever map you are, you either turn them on or you turn them off, and then you do your animation to move from one place to another. That is it. And this event is not needed because it is only for testing things so I can copy paste them elsewhere. So this is not part of the jumping animation. So that should be all for the bridge event. I will go over it one more time quickly. You have your 5 barricades, which is where if it's above the player, you can walk under it. But if it is on page 2, if the switch is on, it is same, and therefore we cannot move beyond it. And that is done by turning on or off these switches. So if we jump off the bridge, then we turn all these switches off so we cannot get back up here. And then when we go up here another way, we turn them on. And then everything else, these are to barricade you so you cannot walk in here and go here, or walk here and go here. And these are the same. Yep. These are the same. Above character, which means you can walk under it. Below character, which means you cannot. Then it looks something like this. You walk under. The barricade is blocking us, so we cannot get through. And then we have our test event to walk up. And yeah. That will conclude the bridge event.